Erling Haaland has arrived, and although some content creators believe he's not up to the level, I'm not looking at you.
It's not me. We start.
A close friend of James Allcott's reckons Erling Haaland is not up to the level. Well, he has a 41% conversion rate, 9 goals in 5 Premier League games. And if he keeps going this way, I am told by the man in my ear, he will score 60 goals this season. Is he a bit of a cheat code? Are we at that point already?
Well, I really didn't want to speak about this nearly today. Fantasy football is a big part of everyone's life at the moment, and I didn't press the big C button last night. And yeah, as the big WhatsApps were coming in, goal, I thought, maybe he is a cheat code. But well, we all said it. Going to Manchester City, they create chances and he'll put them away. And I think he's always moving, isn't he? Just like even the one at the weekend, back post, little tapping. He's just always twitching, ready to go. It's almost like sort of Roy the Rover stuff back in the day. I just like a number 9. I like him, and I like him for Golden Boot.
Yeah, you called it, didn't you, Will?
Yeah, big call.
There
Yeah,
you go. I promise.
There's a forecast.
Give me a fiver after this.
There's a big forecast.
Look, he's special. He's definitely special. He's an exclusive group now in terms of back-to-back hat-tricks alongside Harry Kane. He's done it twice. Wayne Rooney, Didier Drogba, Ian Wright, and of course, Queen's Park Rangers' Les Ferdinand back in 92-93 with a hat-trick against Nottingham Forest, and then a couple of days later against Everton.
Wow.
We all remember that one.
Big time.
What I would say is this. He's amazing, right? He's so good. And he's outscoring his XG at the moment, 7.34. He scored 9. Les Ferdinand scores the same amount of goals. What makes it worse is that it's not Haaland. It is Haaland, but it's not Haaland. It's Haaland in Man City. It's the combination of the two.
It's not Haaland, but it is Haaland, but it isn't Haaland.
But I think Harry Kane scores the same amount of goals. I think Wayne Rooney scores the same amount of goals. I think Didier Drogba scores the same amount of goals. I think Ian Wright does, and I think Les Ferdinand certainly does.
It feels
especially in that prime time of the QPR days. I think that's the one thing I would say is that he does feel superhuman, and there's a great analogy one of my friends was saying. It's like he's like Shaq, like where he's just like he's too big. There's people bouncing off him. It feels like a 16-year-old playing a game in the playground with the under-11s. It's outrageous. But the fact that he's so close to goal, the fact that they play Bournemouth and 48% of the game is in their third. I think it was 42% against Nottingham Forest this week. That's a huge part of this. And if he stays fit, I think because of the sort of embarrassment of riches that they have, and also Alvarez, who scored 2 goals against Nottingham Forest, who's going to be a really great player for them as well, they will be able to rotate it. De Bruyne didn't even play in that 6-0 game. But I do think that he's very fortunate to be playing at that club and in that team and how dominant they are. I don't know why I'm even saying this point. It just feels like people are getting very, very excited. Like, what were you expecting? He was always going to dominate, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I think one thing that probably we're a little bit guilty of is trying to look for the negative in what is an overriding.
Is that what I'm doing? I feel like that is what I maybe do.
He scored 9 goals already.
Yeah,
I mean, that is unreal.
You're saying he's lucky to play for City, but he does play for them. And
yes.
They do create chances. And he's in the position to take them. Because Gabriel Jesus was at City, did spend some time playing through the middle. They still created chances, and he didn't convert them. Haaland is converting at a crazy level.
Yeah.
And 60 is genuinely on. Like, he's been 5 games, he scored 9 goals. So there will be other oppositions who will park the bus against City, and he will continue to score. The frightening thing is he isn't even involved in games. Like, he just basically stands in the box.
There to score. Well, look at the goals against Nottingham Forest, the tap-ins. Yeah. Really. The first one, he gets in front of him, and it's great movement.
Great tap-ins.
And he is world-class. I'm not doubting he's world-class. But he's going to get so many chances. And I do think other strikers would... It's great that Pep Guardiola was kind enough to not play with a striker for 2 seasons, because it kind of made it a little bit closer. When we're doing our predictions, I was saying it could be a bit of a procession this season. And it does feel like it's going to be that way. You would expect him to rotate, especially with the Champions League on the horizon. 60, that feels like too much. You would imagine there'd be the odd injury or resting him. What number do you think he'll get to? This is a great moment for you. Get ready. I'll wait for me to pause and then speak, so you can clip this up and get this on your Instagram.
Thank you.
Okay, off you go. How many is he going to score?
I think, Jim, to dance around your question, I think the next couple of weeks are really interesting with the Champions League coming up, and obviously it was quite a big gap between, they played on the Wednesday, didn't they, and on the Saturday before, so they had an extra day in between there. So when the Champions League comes a little bit thick and faster, I'd be interested to see if he starts, or it's Alvarez, or back to that false 9. So Your question was how many goals is he going to score this season? 60, probably in the title. I'm going to go for 35,
in the
which
league.
which is 25 less and sounds disappointing. But he scored 35 goals in the Premier League. That is crazy.
Are you saying this is just Premier League, not all comps?
Just Prem.
So the thing for me is, right, he doesn't actually have to run a lot at all.
No.
Which is a little bit different to Dortmund, because Dortmund would sort of pounce on other teams' high lines. He's actually just standing in the box and actually just tapping it into the
I'd
net.
love to see his running numbers. I would love to see his running
think the
numbers.
way we speak about him is quite derogatory.
I mean that in a good way. I'm saying he doesn't
He's
have
on
to
his toes.
Yeah,
He's ready to
he
go.
bounces around. He's alert of what's happening. But how tired is that truly making you? Like,
Yeah.
so when people are talking about rotation, I think he'll play most of the Premier League games. I also think he'll play most of the Champions League games. Against Forest, they're 4-0 up when they sub him off after 55 minutes. Against Bournemouth, they could have subbed him off. They'll keep subbing him off in games they're going to dominate. And in the Champions League, their group is questionable. So
Don't do that. I know what you're doing. Don't do that.
I'm just putting it out there. It's questionable. He probably plays 60 minutes in every game and scores a couple of goals or a goal here and there, and they can chuck it to Alvarez, who's superb as well. I do think 60 is extortionate. 60's like, he's got to score a hat-trick every other game. But I do think he's breaking the record. The record's 34, if I'm not wrong. Held by, you got the knowledge?
Is it Salah, is it? I'm guessing it's
No,
Salah,
not.
or it's
Is it
Shearer
Salah?
or
I
Andy
believe
Cole.
it's Shearer and Suarez.
Let's know in the comments.
Yeah.
Let's know in the comments. But it's that. I think
He's
you're
breaking
right.
the record.
I think it's 40.
Okay, that's
think
not a
it's
lot
40.
though. Like, bear in mind when I think Suarez had like 29 with 7 games to go. I think there definitely is a psychological pressure when you get close. 40's a lot more than where
He's
it's at.
like a cyborg as well, isn't he? I don't even think he feels the pressure. He'd just be straight through it, take the ball home and do the interview, and he just would be water for ducks back for him.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's 40, 45. It really, really is. It
And
really,
that's
really
crazy.
is. It is crazy because he's not having. He is superhuman because he's too big. He's too strong. They bounce off him when he's through on goal. He's not even through on goal, but he becomes through on goal because he's so impressive, and the finishing is good as well. So it's a scary time. I think with going back to Man City then, with him scoring this amount of goals, I mean, the goal difference is going to be disgusting. But I could see Man City winning this by 10 points easy.
Yeah, I don't know who's catching them. I
Well,
think
yeah, I think you'll know from watching Liverpool. It's like it doesn't feel like them at the moment unless they sort of click into gear. And there was one missing part for Manchester City. They found it, and it's already clicked after 5 games, 9 goals, 2 hat-tricks. Oh God, he's going to score too many.
37 for me. Maximum 37. You can't get 40. 40's unheard of.
37's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So 40's like, how's that happening? Anyway, you let us know in the comments. Is he hitting 60? What? Yeah, mental. Crazy numbers.
Probably not.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.